Hello, YouTube. I personally love it when two of my favorite things come together unexpectedly. It doesn't happen very often, but I came across this video where Unsubscribe has invited Nerdrotic to his podcast to discuss some things. This is called Hollywood Ruins Joker and Rings of Power featuring Nerdrotic. I'm sure they're going to come up with some other things to talk about, but you know, I been watching Nerdrotic through a lot of the stuff that came out with the Acolyte, and I've been doing a lot of the Brandon Herrera and Unsubscribe stuff through watching a lot of and reacting to the Fat Electrician. So this is an amazing intersection. I'm really happy that both of these worlds have come together. Let me know what you think about it, and let's get going with this video. This video is very long, and that's why I call it part one. I might skip around, or I might just do the whole thing in pieces. We'll just see how it works out.
Their morals are so upside down, they don't know good for bad anymore.
What was the budget?
$1 billion.
Wait, what's white passing?
You're white passing, Eli.
Wow, I don't like the Jews. Holy I didn't know that.
Speaking of which, what do you think about the Israel situation right now?
Son of
I am
Start right now. Oh wow, so that's what's coming. I wonder what he's talking about with $1 billion. I wonder which one he's talking about, because that's a huge budget.
Hey guys, we are officially announcing the dates to buy live show tickets.
Unsubscribe is going back on tour.
Eli Double Tap's gonna be there. Fat Electrician is gonna be there. Mr. Angry Cops, Brandon Herrera, and myself, Donut Operator, we're all gonna be there. It's fucking awesome.
Tickets go live on the 11th of this month.
That's Friday.
That is Friday. If you don't buy one, you're fucking lame. If you're on Pepperbox or Patreon, we're going to give you guys a pre-sale code on Wednesday earlier than everybody else.
We're gonna be in Nashville, November 14th.
Norfolk, not Norfolk. We fucking read the comments. November 15th.
San Diego on November 16th. November 17th at the Granada Theater in Dallas.
December 4th in Atlanta, Georgia.
We're gonna be in Boston, December 5th.
And December 6th in Buffalo, New York.
That's
Come
my
to
hometown.
Phoenix.
I'm going to ticket
I'll come
all
see
the
it.
parked cars.
Hope to see you guys there again. Tickets go sell Friday the 11th, and we are super excited to hang out with everyone out there. Thank you guys so fucking much.
Look out for the DWI checkpoint. You want to pop that top?
Pop that
this
waddy
one.
top,
There you go.
dog.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Mine's splooged.
Yeah, that happens.
I do
all
leak
the time.
sometimes.
I do that all the time.
Never
Common
happens
problem.
to me at home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One of us.
Yes, guys. Oh my god.
Sav's so disappointed every time. I kissed you.
You're just so you're just so pretty.
I'll get over.
I really like this format. This is like being a fly on a wall with a bunch of people you like, having a kind of a cool conversation.
it, babe. Just give me time.
Here's 10 minutes in a Gatorade.
Cody, you ready?
I need electrolytes.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsubscribed Podcast. I'm joined today by Eli Double Tap, Mr. Nerdrotic,
Hello.
Brandon Herrera, myself, Donut Operator, and we're going to talk about how much we love Disney.
They're great.
Dude. And then Chase now put his face with
Listen, with all the that South Park episode talking about Kathleen Kennedy and stuff like that, that one makes it very obvious what's kind of going on with Disney. The only recent things I feel like Disney have done, past Endgame, was maybe the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. The rest of the stuff, especially with Star Wars and stuff like that, they've been really, really, really doing some silly things. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but just the storytelling and just the directions they're deciding to take with some of this stuff has been really ridiculous.
like a Disney emblem. This is great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
He's the new Snow White.
Oh, that's right.
You just got to include the bit from Family Guy. Where it's, just don't ride the train ride.
All right, so listen up. State
skip through the
Farm
ads.
was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No,
Well, we're in a world now, like, I wouldn't be Snow White if I was white, but since I'm a dude, I can now be Snow White.
I know.
As long as I don't identify as a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
That's
world we
right.
live in. It's
Brave
Oh,
new
no.
world for white men.
Oh,
It's
no.
a scary new world for white men. Hi, dude, it's been a while. Your last episode fucking killed. You're at we had you at 900,000. You're at 1.1. You're about to hit
Yeah.
1.2.
Yep.
I was one of
You
them.
fucking killing the game.
Doing all right.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to you guys.
No, not that's all
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks to shitty cinema.
Yeah, thanks to
Maybe.
Hollywood and the Access Media for.
Well, Nerdrotic has some really smart and good things to say, and you could tell he's done his homework. I seen him on like Pierce Morgan and some other platforms. So, and people are attracted to him, and he gets his subscribers for a reason.
Creating this giant void in truth and authenticity that where an idiot like me can have a show with a million subs, which is insane. Like it hasn't even really set in yet. So
You're
Killing it. You're literally
Jealous.
slaying. Watching your numbers, especially during this, and then you're very big on. You're like, yo, this is dope because of them. You were soaring.
the reason the little sphere we're in, this little corner of YouTube exists is because, well, us nerds, we would go to those stupid nerd websites like CBR and Bleeding Cool for comic books or Screen Rant, and like
I'd read Wizard back in the day to see what was coming. That's how I, a lot back in the day, they talked about like Nicolas Cage being Superman and stuff like that.
get legit news at one point, like years ago, but then 2016 happened and like Hollywood completely changed overnight, and all of a sudden like the Colliders of the world, which is on YouTube, just got overtly political and then started attacking fans. And once you started attacking fans, they were done. They just didn't know it. That they still don't know it at some point.
Yeah,
and
the
the
whole,
fans,
it's not good because you hate women. Not
Yeah.
because it's not good, but because you hate X group.
Tell the fans what they are doing wrong. That always fuck you all.
works
by the way.
every time, and they move the goalposts, right?
You all
So
suck.
first you didn't understand it, right? First you don't understand it. Like the new one is media illiteracy. Like you don't understand how good The Last Jedi was. No, we understand that it sucked.
Yeah, it was not good.
And then it was Star Wars was always political. It was always woke, which it wasn't. And now it's just like, well, you're just a bigot, and then it just rotates through those.
cycle.
It's a cycle of.
Listen, A New Hope was one of my first movie experiences and one of my only experiences with my father. I was like 5, and we saw it at Cine Capri, and it's one of the first things I remember even going to the movies for. So like all my, movie experiences are, pushed up against, that one.
Retardation that we have to deal with all the time.
I love the coping phase. You missed the last part, the cope
Yeah.
phase, where it's the Marvels did terrible in the box office. Why that's a good thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those articles are my favorite.
And it's a good thing is my favorite, and I love flipping using their language against them is brilliant. Like the latest one right now is with Joker 2, which we're going to talk about. But
I can't.
Brandon actually, so I did not know this. Brandon brought it up before you
I have
got
not
there.
heard good things about it.
At breakfast this morning, he was like, "I got questions like pertaining to the Joker too." I didn't know it was out already.
Me either.
And he was like
Well,
showing the.
there's a
okay.
fan screening that was Monday at time of recording. So they actually, and I like that Warner Brothers does this. They do fan screenings before media screenings, so the fans can buy tickets to go see IMAX. Unfortunately, they released the movie and it sucked. But
Unfortunately, they released the movie.
yes, if they had not released it, it would have been better. But the people who did have access and reviews, what we're hearing from like the Hollywood reporters is, oh, this was a troll of the fans. Like it was the troll of the incels. And I don't know if you guys remember 5 years ago when the Joker came out. There was a bunch of media leading up to it saying it was going to cause incel violence to the point where there were metal detectors. Yeah, there were metal detectors. And what's funny is like I saw it in New York at the time, and I walked through a metal
ridiculous.
detector. What's funny is the actual violence that happened during that time was in a Frozen 2 movie where so it didn't cause any incel violence at all. So and you want to talk about media literacy. If you watch the movie, it's not about incels at all, and an argument can be made. It was remember this came out a few months before the Summer of Love, so there's even some Antifa elements in it, right? It's not everything I agree with politically, but it's a good movie. What's funny is 5 months later, there was actual violence that the media was calling mostly peaceful. So they were trying to gaslight. They wanted to will that into existence. So it almost feels like the director, Todd Phillips, who I like, was apologetic for that first movie because of that reaction. And holy shit.
I love Todd Phillips as a director. Like The Hangover, War Dogs. Like this guy's done a lot
yeah.
of cool stuff. Joker. Like Usually, I like his shit, but I was shocked because I didn't know anybody had seen the movie yet. I didn't even know when it was coming out. But I just saw on IMDb it was at like a 5.9 and falling. And that blew my
for the
mind.
new
Oh,
Joker.
no.
For the new Joker. The old Joker was at like an 8.4.
Which, like the old Joker, if you watch that, it's a great change from. They tried something new, Todd Phillips did, and it worked. Like for that take on Joker, you're like, holy shit, okay, this is really, really dope. Joaquin Phoenix, amazing actor. Get to see what he can do, and then you see how dark they went with it, with the subway scene or the live talk show host scene. You're like,
Yep.
Yeah, it was a
really
slow.
fucking cool.
Like nobody wants a Joker origin. He's never supposed to have an origin. I didn't know I wanted the movie, but when you see the slow burn and it actually leads to this really open-ended ending, which is, was it all in his head? Was half of it in his head? What's going on? You see the transformation into the Joker, and it was supposed to be a one-off and something you can debate till the end of time.
Yeah, I wasn't attracted to that movie. I didn't see the first one. I know Joaquin Phoenix is an amazing actor, and anyone could follow up Heath Ledger's role in The Dark Knight. He could do it really well and kind of tell that story. And yeah, an origin story wasn't really necessary for the Joker. So, and just the dark things that go on, what probably goes on with that story, I wasn't that interested in. But I heard good things about it. I am not interested in seeing the second one at all.
Not anymore. If you go watch this movie, it completely fucks up the first one.
No.
When I got home, I almost
Oh,
tossed
no.
my Steelbook Blu-ray in the trash. I'm I'm never watching this movie again.
Como estas, bitches? We should have a shot of vodka and beans.
Why are you here?
When your boy brings the boys' energy.
Why can you swallow that and not the egg?
Right, dude?
That tastes like what factory tortillas smell like.
Everyone get out of here right now.
Go, he's not kidding. Hard cut.
That sounds fucking gross.
I haven't.
Which at first when I saw that, I was like, wow.
without spoilers, can you say like, hey, this was so Brandon, this morning you said it was like a musical.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a musical with Lady Gaga, which at first when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's bold. I'm holding out. I have faith. I like the director. I'm willing to give it a shot. Now I'm hearing all this shit, and I'm like, I'm not even confident I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, even like,
Gonna see it.
I think the audience and the critics are in a rare agreement
watch
on this
this.
one. Not for the reasons why, but they both pretty much think it sucks. And I saw it, and it sucks. And I respect what he was
Thank you.
trying to do, but the musical bits are the worst part in it. They stop. It feels like the story's going somewhere, and well, the music doesn't even fit to what's going on in the scene. Usually, a musical like tells the story. It's just we're gonna sing some oldies in the middle of the scene to pad some time. I don't know, and I can't tell you the difference. There's different style of singing. There's actual singing, and then there's this like mumbly. It's like a normal person singing a song, like okay, singing a song. It's like that's what it is. It's freaking terrible. It's
me
and
trying to sing.
I think it's a troll. I don't know if it's troll of the audience. I don't know if it's troll of Warner Brothers. It was trolling the film, but like, this one cost $200 million.
What's wrong with
Oh,
these burger
no.
buns? They taste perfectly delicious, but
Lady
due to a
Gaga?
production mishap, their bottoms are slightly.
Jeez. The other one cost $55 million.
188 went to Lady Gaga.
Yes,
Fair.
and Joaquin Phoenix.
They're trolling the investors.
Yes. Whatever is, they're not going to be trolling the box office because people aren't like the tracking is horrible for it. So I think it's going to flop.
You think they like him doing the dancing scene down the stairs in the first one? They're like, we should make a whole movie of this.
Maybe.
I hate Cody. I hate that that's probably what happened. They're like,
is what
look
happened.
at all the memes that came from this.
'cause everyone
and the
loved
little,
that scene.
The little version of him. Oh, this will make it viral.
I forgot
That
about
was
the little Joker meme. That was pretty good.
I guarantee that's what happened. Cody, yep, that's exactly what
It's
happened.
hard
They hit
to
that one
say.
staple, and they're like,
Hollywood's blend of like retardation and incompetence is unbelievable. Look at being in charge of a lot of money, by the way.
what was the Mobius is the perfect example. They took that meme.
Morbius?
It's
Yeah,
Morbius.
Morbius.
Yeah.
Morbius. Look,
It's
they
Morphin
took,
time.
It's Morbin time. Yeah. They took
That was so
time.
fucking funny.
a meme, and then Hollywood, in their infinite wisdom, were like, "Oh, we need to relaunch this
They
because
did.
it's taking off." And then they made like 10 grand, I think.
I don't know about 10 grand, but they didn't make much. It was they lost money re-releasing it.
That was the Hollywood version of the fucking AMC stock troll, is what that was.
Yep.
I just like Hollywood bought it, and they're like, bro, it's taken off. We need to put this back in the theaters. They want it. And then it's like,
Well, while they were writing the new Joker, was that not during the writer's strike while they were writing that? So
I think so.
So they were pulling from the bottom of the barrel.
I mean,
maybe,
most
for
everything
people
we're
to
seeing
write it?
was either around that time. I don't know for sure, but Todd Phillips said he didn't want to make a sequel forever, and they just backed up enough the Brinks truck with enough money where he's like,
They
fine.
suffered from success where it did so fucking well in the box office. He's like, all right, I didn't want to make one, but
20 million is 20
20
million.
million is
20
20
million.
million. And that's how much Joaquin Phoenix made. I think Lady Gaga made 12 million. And
be
they're going
hard.
to lose tens of millions,
Gaga.
maybe
I'd make
hundreds of
Passion of the
millions.
Christ 3 if you offered me $20 million. I'm going to figure out how to make this script happen.
That's
Look at
real.
fucking Jesus coming in like T-1000.
I mean, it could be Judgment Day. I mean, you could do it, right?
Schindler's List too. Yep, 20 million. I'll do it.
I'm going to find a way, dog.
he's going to
Everyone
kick
has a
off
price.
with the right just to make a documentary about it.
Everyone will find a way to make that happen.
Lady Gaga's your star.
I know, it's like, but Schindler's List too.
No,
We got Lady
Schindler
Gaga.
has to be Schindler has to be a black lesbian.
like a space witch.
Yes,
Oh, no.
Like a real hero.
Yeah, a real hero.
And a real human being.
Yeah.
I think this is more offensive. I don't know why. It just feels more offensive.
I love how you like, who's a Jew? I don't know, Lady Gaga.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I was like, God damn, Cody. You're like, Lady Gaga could still be in Schindler's List too. I'm like, shit, dude.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. You guys, that's stupid.
Like, fuck. Okay, this works. Oh, you've been like killing it with everything going on, especially with the content world, because now we have Lord of the Rings. I will not say Lord of the Rings.
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. Sorry.
It's all right.
Have you guys been watching Rings of Power? I started watching a lot of the first season and finished it, and then half of this, I watched like the first episode or two. It's so hard to watch. It's just so not what I remember, especially Lord of the Rings. I was a big Hobbit fan. Hobbit was like one of the books that were near and dear to me since childhood. And the Lord of the Rings movie, one of the big takeaways from the movie is their idea of this really dark evil. And to see Sauron get turned into this model freaking, I don't know what the hell you call this guy. It's just really hard to watch. Just let me know what you think about it.
Tolkien. Jesus, watching the last, as you said, it's like this. Have you guys watched the last episode? Just watching the battle sequence.
I haven't seen any of them. I
haven't-
refuse.
I haven't even tried to watch it because his videos pop up on my timeline, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
You and Critical Drinker tell me what to watch.
Yeah, I lately I'm glad he watches some of this crap for me, because like I start to watch it and I wonder why I'm turning it off, and then he goes through it and I'm just glad I don't waste my time.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
We
Like-
try to save people time. It's part of our service,
Yeah, thank you.
of watching bad TV. But yeah,
it.
nobody's watching this. It lost like 60% of its audience.
If you want a good reference, 2 episodes of Unsub does more viewership than the entire series right now. It's like 900,000.
It was at
Wow.
900,000 for the
Seriously?
premiere over 5 days. And I'm sure you guys could eclipse that easily.
Okay, the budget. The budget was insane. What was the budget?
$1 billion. This show cost
Oh my gosh, so this was the one that was $1 billion? Let me tell you what he was saying earlier about YouTube. YouTube stars, man. Like people don't, I'm telling you, YouTube stars.
$1 billion.
This is $1 billion.
And they just had their worst episode.
For
Right.
season 2?
Yeah.
Was it $1 billion?
Well, it's
in totality.
total.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
gotta be.
God, I
Yeah,
was gonna
both
say.
seasons.
So it was
Yeah.
like 465
better.
million for season 1, and then
That
they
would be
moved
too
from
much.
New Zealand to the UK, which cost them money, and then they had to rebuild all the a special studio just for it. So yeah, it's well over $1 billion.
Because I know they had to buy the rights from the Tolkien family,
They
right?
did, and it's just some of the rights. It's the appendices at the end of Lord of the Rings, basically at the end of Return of the King.
Yeah, 'cause,
they can like use some stuff from the books.
It was they ended up cheaping out on these, what is it, the Silmarillion?
Yeah, they couldn't get they could have, and they didn't for some reason.
And then they hired a Lord of the Rings, a Tolkien expert, and then they fired a historian.
Tom
Sorry,
Shippey.
and then they fired historian because he was arguing. It's like, hey, that.
It's just like the Henry Cavill Witcher thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you're not gonna do it right, why do it at all? You guys should have worked this all out before you even, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh.
Hey, this is trash.
Exactly.
This
yeah,
not
The
work.
Witcher.
Orcs and elves wouldn't have a. The orcs and the elves come together in a battle and have a talk off.
They parlay. They do it. It's fucking insane.
Look, the orcs and all that in Lord of the Rings was pure evil. I don't know why you couldn't still portray it that way without, like, interrupting Peter Jackson's ideas or robbing from him in some way.
It's like angels and demons sitting down and, during the battle, during Revelations and like having some tea. It's like, it makes no sense. But it's
I love it so much.
Without getting too deep in the lore. The last episode was the biggest betrayal because, and I don't care what their fucking rationalization is for it. They had Galadriel making out with Elrond, her future son-in-law.
Oh my gosh!
All right, which is going to make dinner at Lothlorien and Rivendell like fucking like
they're ruining these characters, man. At first, I kind of liked the idea of giving the backstory to Galadriel because I thought she was an interesting character in the movies, and she was an older character. But this is just going way off the rails.
Really uncomfortable, and it's a long kiss. So they tried to like explain. No, he was just passing or something. It wasn't a romantic. It was a romantic kiss, and that's I can't even think of a analogy that fits. It'd be like
Star Wars Episode 4 having a brother-sister kiss in it?
Yeah, but at least George Lucas, like, at the time, they weren't brother and sister, and he changed his mind later. This is like having the Virgin Mary make out with Satan. I think that's the best analogy for it. It makes, that would be of her shipping Sauron. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. But it's fucking ridiculous. And it got the fandom all pissed off. And it was just like it was the worst offense I've seen against lore and all the shit all the Acolyte and Star Wars and Doctor Who and Star Trek and everything.
I'm glad I didn't see that. That's so cringe because that would have just ruined those characters for me in the other movies. Even the Hobbit movies, which I thought were okay, but they weren't nearly as good as the original Lord of the Rings movies.
I've seen that was the single worst thing. Thankfully, nobody's watching it, so it's not in the zeitgeist as much as like the Acolyte was. But
that was the big one for me because, like, I thank God I never fucking watched it. But the idea of immaculate conception through the Force, it's like, okay, cool. So this Skywalker saga means nothing.
Oh my gosh!
The only thing that made Anakin Skywalker special in any way, shape, or form, like other than just being a slave boy that was bought by a 40-year-old Jedi, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Okay, so then move on the Acolyte. After they're done talking about this a little bit, we'll postpone the rest of this video for another time. But my opinion of the Acolyte before they get started on any of this is just like that whole idea with the whole witches, and then they made the twins. Come on, man. You just so undercut Anakin and how special he was and all that other stuff. And the whole idea of witches using the Force as like some kind of witch power and stuff like that, I thought was weird when it was kind of getting introduced to me during the Ahsoka stuff. Because I never watched like Rebels or any of those things. I'm a very old school kind of Star Wars fan. But it just went way off the rails right from the beginning. And oh my gosh, you killed Trinity on the very first, part of the show. You just totally wrecked that whole, everything you could have done with that show. You just went the whole silliest, dumbest way, and it was a crime. It was a crime against Star Wars, and it was terrible for all the fans. That's just my opinion.
But
that's what they try to do. That's why they.
Hey, you came back from that mission and you bought a child.
You're just filling them up.
The fuck's that all about?
Ken, what's up? You good at speed racing, dog?
Yeah.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago?
Yes.
Thankfully, he died.
You just made Darth Maul the good guy. He's just saving fucking Anakin from trauma.
That old man just bought that kid.
Well, by the time Disney's done, Palpatine is the good guy. I mean, like, did you see the Rise of Skywalker? You know, I agree. Yeah, that was
the niece.
The Acolyte was something else because I think it was whatever last vestiges of Star Wars fans that were holding out hope. I think that was like I don't know why that was over the line. There's so many other great examples, but the Acolyte was so predictably bad, and that the Power of One, the Power of Two, that witch scene
my gosh.
went so freaking viral. I couldn't believe it. You know, if you were just taking clips out of the show at the time on Twitter,
explain to Cody what this is, because Cody, like,
you have no idea. Okay,
I saw that
let's set
bit,
this
too.
up. Like I said, I started, like, I thought about watching it, and then I would just go to your thumbnails and I would watch a couple of your videos. I was like, I'm not watching this shit now.
I watched that. That came across my Twitter, that scene, and I thought it was actually no. It was, again, Critical Drinker. I saw the little clip that he put in his video. I'm like, that's not edited.
No,
That's somebody's final draft.
Yes.
What's the witch scene? Okay.
Okay, so just like with Galadriel making out with Elrond, these scenes make it past.
Who?
Hundreds of people.
How?
I mean, that might be a high estimate, but we're talking about agents, executives, executive producers, script supervisors, line producers, everything. So
terrible.
Let's just say 80 people. It makes it past 80 people going, I have no problem with that. You know, that's why in Wonder Woman 84, Patty Jenkins wrote Wonder Woman a dude. We won't get into that. That got past a bunch of people.
Oh, that is true. That did happen, didn't it?
That did happen.
I forgot.
Galadriel and Elrond making out made it past a lot of people. So this witch scene where, yes, the witches, the power of many can immaculately conceive identical twins who as kids aren't identical at all. They look like,
I hated that.
Look like they have different fathers. They might probably do.
Easy.
And then they do this communist lesbian space witch singing that they were proud of. They even brought the composer of the song. And when we clipped this out, so it was basically an initiation for these two twins that were conceived by whatever. It's not called the Force; it's called the Thread. Am I confusing you yet? I'm confused. And they were going to be initiated into this this group of witches, a coven. Yes,
but it's basically coven. The Force midichlorian IVF.
Yes, without mentioning them, like it's called the Thread, which you don't want to get too on the nose with lesbian space witches. Thread. I mean, there were. Did you ever see the poster for the Acolyte? The first poster. It was memed to hell. So it was a lightsaber hilt with blood coming out of it, and you can imagine what the hell they memed. They made it like racetracks. They had a squirrel scraping its ass because it was a scrape of blood, so it looked like skin marks. So it got memed to hell. So. Yes.
Listen, when they showed that Wookiee Jedi and how shitty he looked, and then he broke out the little metal detector, I was just like, this show is not going to be good.
So they initiate these two girls and they do this fucking song. And I clipped it out, and other people did too. If you clipped out anything from this show, it was getting millions of impressions on X at the time.
You were getting about 1 million to 2 million views per video.
Yeah, that
during that entire
that's where I started, honestly.
That was a great
that was a good month. Wait, does hashtag renew the Acolyte.
The Thread is the Force.
More than anybody. It was such a the thing was it was such a memeable show because it was so fucking bad. For one, you had Amanda Stenberg, who, by the way, privileged child actress, daughter of millionaires, who made a diss track against fans after that third episode.
Yeah. Fuck.
Have you seen the diss track?
No, I tried not to click on it.
The main actress made a diss thread because the series was like, people were like, this fucking sucks. Also, your acting is absolutely horrendous. You have no emotional range. She made a diss track to make fun of the fans of Star Wars.
And all of her co-workers were like, yes, queen.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
they
so
were all about it.
Was
they
the
weren't.
thread ever in any of like the
No,
lore?
no, they
ever?
just made that shit
the
up.
dozens
No
of
canon.
novels that Star Wars has had.
Hundreds.
There's never been
Hundreds.
of novels.
Nope.
No,
No,
Oh, okay.
there's been space witches, but there hasn't been a thread.
Now the
And they-
space witches come from the like outside
Extended
the outer
universe.
well, from the extended universe, but
The
from
unknown
outside the
reaches.
galaxy, and there's some inside the galaxy,
And they're
right?
powerful,
Depending on
like,
the book, and I
but
haven't read every
evil.
book, but there's people who know it far better than I do. But they just
Don't
made
worry,
up
they'll
an-
let us know in the comments.
They will, and I love you for it. No, they
you,
made up
nerds.
this coven of lesbian communist space
Goodness.
witches, and I say communist because that's what they were. That it was the whole. It was just a freaking communist theme.
The fat electrician will probably have some thoughts on that one.
They needed no men. They just
Nick
made
would
some
love
girls. And played by Amanda Stenberg, as I said, she was so great in her role. She played two different roles exactly the same way, like brilliant acting. And yeah, she got pissed. So she
Not
made a
good.
diss track against fans that got memed to hell. And like the backlash was dying down until she did that. And it went to the stratosphere after that. It was crazy.
It's
and that-
everyone else's fault though.
Yes.
Oh, it's the fans. It's always the fans' fault when it comes to Disney. That kind
I
of.
remember watching it and I was actively like making fun of the way that girl used to walk. She used to do the stalk where it was just kind of like, and it was just the worst thing ever. And she did it all the time. And I just hated it.
Marketing comes straight from the top.
Are you ready? Babe,
I'm gonna try
let's
to
bring
skip
out
through this.
Big Daddy.
Well, bad idea.
Be sure to use code UNSUB at checkout.
100% off free shipping and get it fast with rush processing.
Code UNSUB.
When I did the Rings of Power coverage for the first season, I had people from Amazon reaching out to me afterwards, and people who worked on the show, who currently worked on the show, and fed me all kinds of shit.
Oh shit! Oh, like behind the scenes, they
Behind
were
the
like,
scenes.
"Dude,
No,
this
you're
is
gonna
so
see
bad."
that holy
What were
shit.
they saying?
Yeah.
The stuff I can't. I made a video called "The Rings of Power: The Making of a Disaster." Came out a couple of years ago, but they.
Can I
one-
guess real quick? Again, this is Eli separated from Hollywood for 10 years, better of 10 years, I think 8 years. Chase knows he just came from LA. The
Sorry.
level of insanity, just guessing on this, you will see. First off, you cannot it is so hit with the DEI, and then they will rewrite shit to. It doesn't matter what the mass audience wants. It's like, how do we cater to a specific audience?
I think the key word is new audiences.
New audience,
the modern audience that doesn't exist.
and then it.
Well, yeah, they're getting into some philosophical stuff here with the modern, quote unquote, modern audience or whatever that really looks like, especially when you're talking about a worldwide audience and stuff like that. So, I think there's a lot to be said with being, true to your spirit and sticking to your guns and those kinds of things, and making things, as real and don't cater to certain audiences. Just make a good story. That's really the main thing, and with good characters. So that's part one to this. I'm gonna try to do another video to finish this. This is a very long video, so let me know what you think about this, and let me know if you want me to watch the rest of this. Thank you for tuning in, YouTube, and have a good day.